Hey guys, this is Hayden Hurst, NFL tight end. I'm partnering today with Red Recover. We're going to run you guys through some drills. I started using Red Recover last year, my 4th year in the NFL. It just helps me on Mondays after games, get my recovery process started, get back into the fold of the week, and get ready for the following Sunday. If you want to recover like me, use Red Recover.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines. If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Why is it that you get locked out in the worst moments of your life?
Where are my car keys? Man, I can't find my house keys.
In those frustrating moments, you need a locksmith you can count on. A. Lenny Locksmiths in South Florida, from Miami to Port St. Lucie. In Central Florida, A. Lenny locks it down in Orlando and Tampa Bay. Lockouts or lock changes for home or business. Car key replacements and programming all model cars. 24-hour service. Call them at 855-869-5625. Go to the website at alennylocksmith.com.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
points, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
Big O, how long do you think Tua will be out? Here you go. Ready? All right. Sportstradamus gives you all here on this program. Teddy Two Gloves will probably play this game and the Vikings game. This gives the media also an opportunity to write all those fluff pieces. Teddy goes back to play the Vikings. And then this gives them 24 days till the Pittsburgh game where he gets to kick Flo's ass, Minka's ass, and the Steelers' ass. Okay? So it'll be perfect.
The Sportstradamus has spoken. It's time for Dolphins football. Welcome to the EJDConstruction.com Miami Dolphins Pregame Show on the Sports Talk 305 network. The show is mastered by Sean Stanley and Chad Shobe. EJDConstruction.com is a fully insured liability and workers' comp. Call Eric if you need a custom home builder or general contractor. 305-433-4843. Here's your host, the Big O.
All righty, there we are. We're ready to rock and roll with our Miami Dolphins pregame show. The only show that gets you properly prepared for the Dolphins. The only show that properly wraps up every Dolphins game. So make sure you tune in. My God, you don't want to hear the local politics crap that goes on in radio. So you want to tune in here. We appreciate all of you out there as always. Man, that was good yesterday, right? That was good. We got good news yesterday. Tua and Teddy cleared concussion protocol. The only thing I didn't get right in that prediction was that Teddy would play against Minnesota today, which that did not happen. It's not going to happen because it's going to be Skyler, but it's good news, man. Tua's going to be back next week against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and you can kind of get the season back on track again and feel good about it. And hopefully, this is a little lift for the team today. Hopefully them knowing that Tua is going to be back next week and they feel, all right, we got our guy back. We got a great chance to compete, those kind of things. That hopefully now you'll get you're getting great effort from the guys. So it's not, I'm not going to say that, oh my God, they're going to take it to another level, but maybe today they can do enough to kind of eke out a victory. This is going to be brutally tough. Okay, don't get me wrong here. I mean, they're really not supposed to win this game. You know, let's just be honest. They're not supposed to win this game. That's kind of the way it's supposed to be because they're the healthier team. Miami's on their third quarterback. You know, you're hoping that with a week of work for Skyler, that he is going to look more comfortable and better. And I listen, I don't think he did a bad job last week, considering you're thrusted in there and you're really not the guy that prepared all week long. I thought he did all right. And yeah, he made his mistakes on the back end, and he's a young quarterback. He's supposed to make mistakes. I don't freak out on young quarterbacks, you know, unless I think they can't play, unless, you know, they don't look like it, but he has looked like a quarterback right from the get-go. And, you know, this is a guy that you just gotta give him some time, and he's going to need, hopefully with the good thing about this experience, it's something that helps him develop. Because really, he wasn't even supposed to play this year. It's Tua, and then if anything happens to Tua, Teddy's supposed to play. You're really not even supposed to get to him. But, well, now he's going to have 2 games of experience. One he didn't get to prepare for nearly as much, and this one, obviously, he's prepared for. And that is the intriguing part of Skyler starting, is that what has he learned? How much better can he get from one week to another? The good thing about Skyler is he doesn't lack ability. So you're not talking about somebody that you've got to try to make up for some of his, you know, lack of talent in certain areas. He can move around good enough. He's got an arm that can make any throw you need in the NFL. So you don't have to compensate or try to create plays or anything like that. It's just really all about experience for him and reading and reacting to defenses. And defenses that he's never seen before, defensive coordinators he's never faced before. So there's a lot of things for him to learn. And the poor kid's not going to learn it in the first couple of months of his existence, in the NFL. So we've got to be patient. We've got to hang in there, support the kid no matter what. And hopefully, things work out. But it'll be interesting today if Miami can, somehow pull this off and go to 4-2 with Tua coming back. That would be absolutely phenomenal. You lose 3 in a row, well, then now, the job is cut out for you. You're back to 500, which is not the worst thing in the world, to be quite honest. If Miami loses today and they drop to 3-3, there's 11 games left. If Tua can make the right decisions with the football and getting rid of it, he'll be fine for those 11 games and you'll win most of them. And that's really what matters. So it'll be interesting today to see how Skylar Thompson handles this entire week. And if it adds a little oomph to the team that they know Tua's back, Tua will be on the sidelines, I'm sure, in street clothes. And that's a good thing for Skylar. So when he comes back to the sidelines, Teddy and him can tell him what they see and what you got to do and those kind of things. And that's going to be incredibly helpful for Skylar. But it's just there's a little extra sauce to this game. And it's not so much about on the field, it's just the atmosphere of it. You know what I'm saying? So, today I felt like wearing one of these merino what are they called? They're not the real ones. What are they called? Not called fake, but what are they called? Not duplicates. What the hell are they called?
Replica.
That's it. Replica jerseys. So yeah, this one's old, dude. This replica jersey is old. Okay, like old. Like back when Marino was playing. So it's not one that I bought like 5 years ago or 10 years ago. No. This one's easily 30 years old. So, it's older than some of the people watching. In fact, some of you now that are on the chat board, okay, you now know that this replica jersey is 30 years old. How many of you watching right now are younger than 30 years? Just put me. That's all. Just put me. I'd like to see how many on the chat board are younger than this jersey that's at least 30 years old. Knockoff is good. I like that. Zero Seth says he's 32. So this still might be older than you. It might be older than 32. I know it's easily 30. Okay. Oh, we got some me. I'm 28 years old. Me. Skylar Gardner says me. Giovanni says me. Anthony says me. EW Dr. J says 70. You're double of the jersey. Zachary's 36. Kevin's 34. Josh 42. Mitch says me. David says I'm 24. There you go. So I figured this jersey might be this replica jersey knockoff. Knockoff sounds like you bought it off of a car on the side of the road, and some dude, hey, I got some jerseys. You want to buy one? That kind of stuff. Yeah, were you ever stopped by the guy that says I got a stereo system and stuff like that? That happened to me. I think once, maybe twice. Guy walks you over to his car, and he's got like all these speakers and amplifiers, and you're like, holy crap. And then you're afraid to buy it, like, because it happened to me twice, never bought it. And why do you never buy it? Because you feel like, yo, dude, I'm about to buy stolen goods, ain't I? Oh, man. Nowadays, you can't even do that anymore, right? Because nowadays, They'll probably knock you out and throw you in the car and kidnap your ass. Nowadays, you can't walk over to somebody's car. This was a long time ago. Or you'd find that guy that probably was stealing something, and then he opens up the van. Yeah. I got stereos, watches, CDs. What do you need? What do you need, my man? LOL. Yes, exactly. Dale Finn says, I used to be that guy. Ryan says, I still got my Merino replica jersey from 92. It's 30 this year. Replicas just meant not game authentic. Exactly. I'm with you there. Zubas, no underwear guy. There we go. You know, I never bought a pair of Zubas. Never. I should buy a pair of Zubas just for the hell of it. Just for fun. Probably can go on Amazon or eBay and just hit Miami Dolphins Zuba, and I bet that they'll pop up right away. It's stolen, going to slowly walk away. It's crazy that any Dolphins fan under 30 has zero memories of this team having the highest winning percentage in the NFL. Yeah. Yep, that's how it is, man. That's the reason why I want the Dolphins badly to win. Not so much that I'm going to enjoy it, but I want the younger generation, man. They deserve it, dude. God, they deserve it, brother. You know, we had our day in the sun. We've had a lot of great moments. You know, those of us that are old enough, we lived a lot of great Dolphin moments that will live on forever thanks to this dude and the guys that came before him. But our young Dolphin fans, they deserve so much winning, man. They really do. So, Rob, Brooklyn Rob, happy birthday, my brother. 53. Nice. There you go. You're a Libra too. No wonder we get along so well. So there you go. You're 3 years behind me. Just turned 56 last week, October 1st. Was it? Well, almost 2 weeks ago now. Time flies, dude. Wow. It's already been 2 weeks. I remember seeing people selling knockoff merchandise outside the Orange Bowl back in the day. Yeah, definitely. Willie says, old school jersey, Big O. Te quiero, mi hermano. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, Willie, as always. Big supporter. Big O, will Skyler be on a short leash? No, I don't think so. He's not that kind of coach. Have you noticed that? He'll give you opportunities to kind of prove yourself. And again, you cannot, if it's a young guy and you put all that work in this week, what does that tell you if you pull him right away? He played all 4 quarters last week, and he did a solid job. It was that 4th quarter where he made some brutal mistakes, and he's a young guy. Come on, man. So, no, I don't think it'll be that short of a leash. It's got to be so bad that, yeah, you've got to pull him because it's such a detriment to the team. Then anybody's got to be pulled at that point. But I don't think it's one of those things that there's going to be a quick panic button with McDaniel. I haven't seen McDaniel look panicked, actually. Not even when they were down 21 or any of this stuff. He's always been pretty calm, cool, and collective. At least that's what it's looked like to me so far with Mike McDaniel. Big O, did you see some of these docs saying Tua shouldn't come back? Yeah. Gabrielle, did you listen to the show this week? All those doctors can kiss my ass, and they're all full of shit. Is that clear enough? Okay. To me, again, I'm not getting into the sensationalistic part of all this bullshit. If everybody else wants to do it, then go ahead. Writers, reporters, TV people, and they want to get into the sensationalism. I know what Tua's problem is. And I will address it with him on Wednesday when he addresses the media. I'll be there in Davie to ask him about his real problem, not the crap that everybody's making up. Okay? So, all those pussy-ass doctors, they can get lost. Are they telling surfers not to surf 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80-foot waves? Are they? Are they telling firemen not to walk into burning buildings? Are they telling policemen not to put on a holster and go patrol the streets every day? No, right? Lots of people do dangerous things. Just because the doctor doesn't do anything dangerous. Well, I'm sorry, doc. You God bless you. You studied and you work your ass off, cutting people up and all that good stuff. And that's great. That's fine. But there's a lot of people that unfortunately have to work in very risky jobs. And whether they're washing windows on a skyscraper, or they're the flying Walindas, or they're skateboarding and, just doing crazy ass stuff that can bust them up badly, welcome to the real world, docs. So, to me, all of that stuff is just a bunch of garbage. You signed up to play football, right? That's what comes with it, man. That's what comes with it. So it's just a whole bunch of overreaction and a whole bunch of wussies that actually don't realize that there's a lot of people doing a lot of dangerous things in this world every single day. More dangerous than football players. So what are you going to do? They stopped a boxing match last night because of a concussion. It's getting out of hand. They did? They did that? There's a concussion in every boxing match. Big guy should wear the classic merino orange Agba or Aqua Tannehill jersey for the game today. Need some good luck. Tannehill is not good luck in any way, shape, or form. So don't wear that. Okay? You can't wear the jersey of a guy that thought his knee was going to get repaired by osmosis. Kevin G says, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things about concussions that aren't really truly known. But if I had seen multiple credible doctors that had cleared him, I think he's just going to be fine. Yeah. Head doctors. He went and traveled to see more head doctors. He did all of this and passed it all. Everybody's different. Everybody's different. Okay. Yeah, so our boxer's supposed to throw light punches. It's just, let's just eliminate boxing now. So stupid. You got into it, right? You're a boxer. These are the risks. Oh, no, that building, no, there's no. 60% of the building's on fire. I can't go in. No. My contract as a fireman says only 25% of the building can be on fire, and I can risk. Once it goes over 25, I can't do it. Is that what we're going to do now? Big O, I'm confused. How can Teddy be the backup and not start? He didn't practice. He had light practices. He didn't go through the whole game plan. And since it's game plan specific and he calls plays for one game completely different than the other at times, he likes the quarterback to go through the whole game plan all week long. And so he's in a groove. And the idea is, there's a lot of changes that go on, Ian. So the snap count, okay, from one quarterback to another, the inflection in the voice is different. The snap from the center to the quarterback, when you're snapping it to a different guy, it's not the same. And so all these things, there's little adjustments that go on. And so you've got to, all these little things come together by the end of the week. And so if you want to give your team some normalcy, you give them the same guy that's calling the plays, the same guy with the cadence, everything, the same throw. So you're catching the ball from Skyler for a couple of days, and then all of a sudden it comes from Teddy, and it's a different ball. It might have a different spin. It might be not nearly as hard, whatever. And so there's an adjustment to it all. So instead of surprising the team that you're practicing with one guy all week, and then Teddy gets clear on a Saturday, and then he's only had light practice on Thursday and Friday, which means he didn't really go through the plays, then you're just kind of going to throw your team off all of a sudden, because it's not like Teddy's been playing with them a lot. He played one play in the regular season. You know what I'm saying? So I get the training camp and the preseason stuff, but that's not anything at this point. So that's why he likes the consistency, the continuity of having the same quarterback that has practiced with you all week to play in the game. And I can understand that. I can. Listen, if Tua if it wasn't for back-to-back, well, we think they're back-to-back concussions, but whatever, whether they say it's not or is or whatever. If it wasn't for that, then maybe he could have cleared on Friday or Saturday, and maybe they would have thrown him right there because he's the normal starter. But because he hadn't practiced in, over 2 weeks, and all he did was light work this week, they had to keep him out for sure. But Teddy, I think he's just going to be ready to be a backup right now for today. So if something happens to Skyler, then all of a sudden now Teddy coming off the bench should be a quicker adjustment for him as a veteran than, let's say, Skyler. All right, we love it. The super chats are coming in. Juice says, my girlfriend says I'm a Tom Brady or Rodgers. Says I'm Tom Brady or Rodgers in the bed. Thankfully, I'm not Marino with the quick release. Which QB do you compare yourself to? Oh. Damn. Oh. Which QB would I compare myself to? It's a good one. I got to think about that. Because you want to get a little creative with that answer. You know what I'm saying? Let me think. And PS Slots, thank you, sir. Drops the sticker and everything. He knows I like the stickers, or she. I don't know if it's a he or she. Can't tell. The picture there. But thank you, PNS Slots. I appreciate you. Nice little sticker. What QB would I be? Do I own any new logo? No, Merman. I would never buy that. No. I wouldn't buy that disgusting logo if you paid me. Okay. As I've told the story many times, a few years back, I'm at Dolphins camp with Brandon Rodriguez, was my producer at that time. And so the Dolphins PR guy comes over and gives us hats and shirts. Oh, hey, thank you, whatever. And then when he leaves, I handed it over to Brandon. I wanted nothing to do with that hat and that shirt and that logo. Yeah, no, I would never buy that logo, ever. Don't want the logo. Don't give me the logo. Don't give me a jersey. Don't give me a shirt. Don't give me a hat. Don't give me a poster. Don't give me anything with that logo, because I'll throw it away. And I don't give a shit if you gave me a $300 jersey with that logo. I don't care if it's signed or whatever. I'm going to give it to somebody. I'm going to get rid of it. I have no interest in that disgusting logo. It's terrible. It's lazy. It was a money grab, and there was no reason to change the real logo. Gwenge or Guy. Big O, ups to you and Sean for providing the Nest Dolphins content on YouTube. Thank you, sir. Thank you. We are here for you, Dolphin fans. So, what quarterback? I'm still trying to think of what quarterback I would be. I got it already. Okay? I got it. I'm going to be Broadway Joe. Yeah, baby. Fur coat, a very loving person. You know, Joe was a guy that liked to spread the love, right? So that's me, spreading the love. And there you go. Oh, Alarmo, relax there. So spreading the love. So we'll go with Joe Namath. Okay. Little Broadway, that kind of stuff. There you go. And a cannon. Big O, a couple days ago, my wife said, "You look good for an older guy, maybe getting a divorce." Thanks, bro. Uh, I listen, Ian from Brooklyn, not for nothing, okay? But I think, I think your wife needs laser surgery. I think she needs some LASIK. I don't know, Ian. I'm telling you, something's going. You probably maybe she was liquored up or something. I mean, me, good looking. Come on, bro. I mean, that's impossible. So I'm just saying. I don't know. I think she was a little inebriated. You shouldn't feel bad. Or I think she needs an eye test. Go see my boy, Dr. Lascano. I've had laser surgery with him. My wife's had laser surgery. My wife now wants a divorce from me now that she got laser surgery. So I'm telling you, Ian, that might be the thing right there. See, when she got the laser surgery, she goes, "I'm married to you." And so, I'm trying to, get her to go half blind again so she can't see me again. You know what I'm saying? She can't figure it out. But I maybe she just needs, a little LASIK. That's all it is. It's because I'm definitely not good looking. Greg Sash, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. A little LFG. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the love on the super chat. Remember, you can also make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. And you can put the comments there. We will read your comments also on Venmo, on Venmo or Cash App at Cash Big O Show. And remember, on Cash App, you can donate Bitcoin, which I always love Bitcoin. Broadway Joe loved him some Susie and sauce. Well, I'm not big on the sauce, but I got my Susie at home every day. Her name is Barbara, so we'll do that. Brian Landis says, "Haha, I just want to kiss you right now." That's it. I want to kiss you. George is really happy. I mean, Joe's really happy. If McDaniel seriously thinks that Skyler is the better option than Tua just because Tua didn't practice, then this is just like Flo thinking he's smarter than everyone else and can win the backup. Chase, are you really thinking that, dude? They weren't going to play him this week, no matter what. It's optics, dude. Wake up, my brother. This has nothing to do with him thinking Skyler is better. Everybody with half a brain knows that Tua is way better than Teddy and Skyler combined. It's not the point, dude. They were going to rest him regardless of what was going to happen this week. It didn't matter. Get off that, bro. It makes you sound ignorant. Okay? They were going to hold him out no matter what. The optics. He could have played last week, Chase. He could have played against the Jets last week. Easily. But they weren't going to, the optics would have been terrible. And because of that, they were going to hold him out for a couple weeks because of the back-to-back situations. This has nothing to do with anything about the quarterback. It has everything to do with concussion, optics, and the NFL. Nothing else has to do with that decision. Everyone knows they'd rather have Tua out there. He cleared everything last week. This week is just a whole bunch of crap to make everybody else happy. That he went through all the tests and he then went to 2 other head doctors. Besides everything else that the NFL wants to do, he went to 2 other head doctors to get checked out and done. Everything went through in flying colors. This has nothing to do with anything but the politics of the concussion and the NFL. Nothing about playing. And if you actually say that, Chase, to anybody else, unless they're also not smart enough to figure it out. Do not do that, my brother. It's not a good look for you. I still have 94 Merino jersey. It's embarrassing tight to wear in public apparel. I've gained 20 pounds over the decades. Congrats, Big O. Still fitting in yours. That doesn't mean anything. That means I was a fat ass in the 90s. I'm fat now, bro. It don't mean anything, bro. Not a big deal. Big O, the Dolphins are 3-0 all-time versus Minnesota at Hard Rock Stadium. Well, that don't mean shit if you don't win today. We have the inactives. All right. By the way, I've said that Reed Sinnett would be active. Let me see if I'm right here. Tua Tagovailoa, Myles Gaskin, Eric Ezukama, Kader Kohu, Teron Armstead, and since they activated the two guards, John Jenkins and Durham Smythe. So, I was right. Reed Sinnett to quit. Well, wait a minute. No, they had to activate him, right? They haven't activated him, did they? I don't think so. I might be wrong here because they didn't activate him, right, Sean? Was he on the active roster?
I'll go check that out. I don't believe I saw anything about that, but let me double check.
Yeah, no, I don't think he was activated. So no. So I thought he would be. I thought Reed Sinnett to win it would be activated for the hell of it and be the third quarterback on the roster because of Teddy's limitations. And this guy is a young guy. So why not have a third guy just for the hell of it? So it's kind of I kind of expected them, but you know what? I didn't see any news on Reed Sinnett to win it being activated. So no, that's one I thought maybe would happen this week. Big O, by the way, my wife is in her 40s, so that's good look for you. 17 years happily married. Keep bringing the juice. There you go. Way to go, Ian. 17 is strong. You guys keep rocking it, man. But get her that LASIK surgery. Clearly needs that LASIK surgery. I'm telling you. Big O, can I get a birthday shout out? My birthday's tomorrow. William V. Happy birthday to you, sir. I hope you have the perfect day. I hope the Dolphins give you, sir, a win for your birthday so you're feeling good tomorrow. 4-2. That would be awesome. Yeah, once they activated Brandon Shell and Keon Smith, the Toronto Armstead thing, that's this is trending as a bad signing. Unfortunately, this is trending like what you were afraid could happen because he's such an injury-prone player, and same crap is happening with him now, and he can't stay. He hasn't been healthy from the get-go, and to me, it's not a good contract for the guys. If you're not reliable, I don't care how good you are, dude. You're not reliable, and if this team's going to be a playoff team, is he going to be there? I don't know. At this point, it's hard to count on him. So you figured that, and Austin Jackson with that ankle, which has to be a high ankle injury, right? Now you're missing your 5th game in a row now. This can't be a regular ankle injury. I've had my share of ankle injuries and high ankle injuries. And ankle injuries don't take 5 weeks. High ankle injuries easily take 5 weeks and sometimes more. So that tells me he had a high ankle sprain. There's no way he had a regular ankle sprain and he's missed this much time. Unless there's been some kind of re-aggravation where he twisted it up again in the process and they didn't tell us that he had any kind of setback. The one thing I have learned about Mike McDaniel and injuries, he's not going to be very, let's just say, accurate about his assessment with the injuries. He's always going to take an incredibly positive approach and not really tell you how bad it could be. Put it that way. And he did that with Byron Jones, and he's doing it with Teron Armstead. And this is what he does with injuries. And he'll talk up the player and talk up the moment and talk up this, talk up that. But in the end, deep down inside, he's not going to, he knows how bad it is, but he won't tell you, oh, well, no, there's, he tells you what he's hoping for the best. He doesn't put himself in a corner where he tells you something that's positively going to happen, but he leaves himself open for it to drag on, is what he does. But when it comes to injuries, he has there's very little honesty that comes with it. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors. Let's just put it that way. That's at least what I've noticed with him. Because the Byron Jones was, that was probably the biggest indictment on him. Now he's followed up with this. Oh, I trust him for this, and I trust him for that, and he's going to try, and all that, and this and that. But, talk it up all you want. He's an injury-prone player, and you can't rely on him, period. Yeah, when he plays, even if he plays at 80%, he's still way better than most everybody else on the team. I get that. But he ain't playing today. And today, with a third-string quarterback, this is when you need him more than ever. Not there for you. Juice says, remember Sports Rap on Channel 33 of Mad Dog and Zagacki? Yes, that was a fun show. They did a good job with that show. I do remember that. Let's see, what else do we have? Remember, if you want to get in on the Welt and Rayom text line, that's 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. Reynaldo Ruiz, thank you, sir, for a little love on Venmo. Thank you. Oh, on Cash App, I'm sorry. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right. What else do we have here? Big O, we got this win. I hope so. Orlando, what's your thoughts on ESPN reporter that got crushed by Todd Bowles' straight comments on racism? I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know what Todd Bowles, who he crushed, why he crushed them. I have zero clue why that is, my man. So I don't know the stories. I can't really respond to something that I don't know about. Big O, we can't let Tua play next week with both backup OTs. It just can't happen. Well, it will happen. It will happen. The backup OTs are probably still better than Jesse Davis. And maybe you get, by the way, maybe you get Austin Jackson because he was practicing this week. Maybe you get him back next week. Looks like he was a week away. Hey, it looks like he's pretty close, but it wasn't enough for him this week. So maybe you do get him back. Maybe you don't have two backups next week. Maybe you only have one. All right. Would Noah have covered JJ back in the SEC days? JJ. I thought you're talking about Noah. Who's he talking about? JJ? I'm sorry. Who's he talking about? Sean, do you know? I don't know what you're talking about right now. I guess I'm brain farting on who you say. Who's JJ? I don't know who it is. Justin Jefferson. Oh, you're talking about God, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if no, actually, right? Because Noah got out before he got in. Probably not. They probably didn't meet. He was probably too young at that time. Remember, you got Noah really young. Like he's 20 years old when he was drafted. That's the thing about Noah, man. It's what a perfect storm of just everything stacked against you. You're a receiver that just turned into a corner in college. You really hadn't played very long. You get drafted into the first round, probably overdrafted, but based on your skill set, that's why they drafted you, based on the potential, all that good stuff. And then you're in a position where you land where there are two starters, so you don't get any playing time to kind of, learn. And then now you're kind of thrusted into it and you're still not ready because you're so damn green. And then everybody puts pressure on you because you're a first rounder and there are no excuses. So nobody cares that you're really young. Nobody cares that you don't really have a lot of experience at corner, that you're going to have to basically learn how to play corner in the NFL. That's crazy. That's what Ryan Tannehill had to do. He had to learn how to play quarterback in the NFL. Really, really difficult situation, man. Noah had his moments this week, but also had a bonehead one tripping Jerome Baker on a play. Yeah, but that's not something that he tried to do. That's an accident. You know what I mean? That's not a bad play that he got burned or anything like that. He didn't play that bad. It's just he had that moment, and it was an accident. That's not something. That's just bad luck. That's nothing else. That's just bad luck. But everybody takes it out on him because he hasn't done anything since he got here. And he's been a severe disappointment. So you get no breaks. You get no understanding. It's really a difficult position that he has been put in because of his lack of experience and knowledge at what he's trying to do. And yet the demands are there. So, Big O, I'll be 81 on the 19th. I was 20 years old when Marino was born. I've seen it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Go Fins, beat the purple people eaters. Yes, sir. Robert Kraft marries. 47, he's 80. Well, is she Asian? Does she own a day spa? Gotta ask. He needs somebody to love him for a little more time. What's the reason our defense isn't like the last couple of years so far this season? It's called the corners. You got to get your corners back. That's all. It's not that difficult to really understand. You can't play a pressure-like defense and blitzing a lot without the corners. If you don't have the corners, then you can't play the type of defense that you want to play. And so now that you don't have the corners, you then have to try to change, and you're not that kind of defense that you're trying to adjust to at the moment. You don't have big physical maulers up front. You have athletes up front on the edges. So they're not like giant defensive ends. They're athletic defensive ends. So you've got to get after people with creative blitzes. You can't just put pressure on teams with your front four. You're not good enough. And that's why you need your corners. Once you get your corners back, then you can play the game that they like to play. But unfortunately, since you can't put pressure with your base defense and you've got to get creative, that's why linebackers and DBs, safeties or corners are picking up a lot of the sacks, not the defensive ends. That's a problem. And why is that a problem? Because your corners are no longer there. And so you can't leave two guys on an island to take out the top receivers, and then you've got everybody else funneled in, taking care of the middle of the field and the front seven. But now you don't have that power right now. So you've got to adjust everything. Like today, if X is healthy enough, then he'll be covering Jefferson, and what they'll do is, or maybe he covers Thielen, and what they do is they have Javon Holland roll over to cover either double team Jefferson or double team Thielen. Depends on whoever X is, he'll go opposite and double. Instead, if you had Byron Jones, then you leave Byron Jones and X all alone, and then that allows Javon Holland to move up a level, allows the strong safety to move up a level, and allows him to help in covering tight ends in the second level, or taking care of the run, or blitzing the quarterback. And then Javon Holland is the eraser. You get it? Because you can leave the two guys on the outside. But now that you can't leave the two guys on the outside, Javon has to stay deeper. Brandon Jones has to stay a little deeper, because now you have to become more of a safety net for the pass game. It changes everything. And it's, too many of you are panicking without actually stepping back and looking at what actually is going on with the team. Oh my God, the world's coming to an no, dude, it's only been 6 quarters. They were 3-0. They were kicking ass. They were winning games. They were looking fantastic. But then injuries hit you, and what are you going to do? And the injuries that hit you are debilitating and crippling. You just don't overcome tackles. You just don't overcome shutdown corners. And you just don't overcome a franchise quarterback. Sorry. I mean, for 25 years since this guy retired, they haven't found the quarterback. Finally, they got the guy, and he's not there right now. It's really that simple. It's not that the defense has come apart. It's not that the offense, oh my God, it's over. No, it's that you're missing the 3 of the 5 most important positions in the NFL. That's all it is. John C., thank you, sir, for the love in the super chat. He says, throw on first today, coach. A lot. Go Dolphins. Billy Shaw. Well, Billy Shaw, thank you also, sir, for the love on the super chat. Now, let me ask you something. So, do you throw a lot, but you actually ran some last week with Mostert? You got over 100 yards. And I think it's also very important to make sure that if you can have some success with the run game, that's how Skylar's also going to be able to use some play action. So it cannot, remember, Skylar is not Marino and Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes and, the run game's shut down. I've got to just open it up. I don't think you want to make Skylar that. I don't think you want to make a young quarterback one-dimensional when he hasn't seen every coverage. And by the way, they've got some pretty good players in the secondary in Minnesota. I disagree with you on that. I'm not saying you don't throw on first at times. Sure, you got to mix it up. But I am saying you've got to run some too. And if last week Mostert had 13, 18 carries, whatever it was, for on 18 carries, 100 and some yards, whatever it was, 18 for 113. That's a good number there. If you can do that again, I think that's incredibly important. I really do. So, yeah, I want you to pass, but I need you to run also. And I'd like to see Chase, I'd like to see Gaskin. Listen, Mostert's coming off a knee injury. 18 carries is more than enough for him. He's never been the kind of guy that's a bell cow anyways. So I'm not here to tell you, yeah, you got to give, Raheem Mostert 20-plus carries every game. I don't think that would be smart. That's why Cam and I disagreed last week when he was, Mostert's running well. They should have given him more. No, dude, 18 carries is more than enough for a guy coming back from a knee injury. And he's not a bell cow. So you want to injure him again? Keep giving him carries over 18. That would not be smart. So you got to run some too. I think running would be very good. Running also will help you keep that damn offense off the field. So you don't have to deal with Jefferson and Thielen as much. True Fin fan says Skylar's going to use his legs today. Miami doesn't want him throwing over 20 times. Our running game has to be a priority, and maybe 3 play action deep balls to keep the Vikings honest. And he's got an arm. So air it out, baby. Air it out. Now, you remember, you got backup tackles. So you may not have the opportunity to air it out. Okay? That's the thing. Oh, God. All right. Remember, you can reach out to us on the Welt and Rayom text line, 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the Welt and Rayom text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always. Crypto hanging in there too, by the way. Bitcoin still over 19,000. Love it. Let's see. You can research this, but not only did the Dolphins have the highest winning percentage in the NFL only until recently, but all in the professional sports. Yeah, well, my brother, I know all of that. But again, we got to stop living in the past. They used to have that. Yes, they were the undefeated team. Yes, they were a great franchise for a long time. We got to let that go already. That's the past. We can embrace it. We can, but not live off of it. You know what I'm saying? I need this franchise to have new accomplishments. The 18, the 25, the 35-year-old fan has no pride really in that because they didn't live it. You and some of us, like myself, I lived it. But it's hard for a 25, a 35-year-old, a 40-year-old man, woman they just aren't going. Oh, yeah, I know. I heard about it. Yeah, I know. I heard about it. It's not the same, dude. It's not the same when you just heard about it. Think about it. You're 40. You're born in 82. Right when Marino came into the league, right before Woodstruck and then Marino. You never experienced it. You're 40. You don't know anything about the great times of Marino at all. By the time, if you were born in 82, you started knowing Marino on the back end when you're 10 years old at 92, and then that's when the Buffalo years are taken over. Right when you're a kid that you're kind of understanding football now is the back end of Marino's career and the final run, which weren't the good times, actually. They were right before that. Still some left in 92, 93 there, but as we got into 95 with Jimmy, that wasn't anything good. So it's tough. Think about that. I need success now for my younger fans. They need that. They deserve that. John C., most teams are playing on run first, playing run on the first down against us. Let's throw early on first. I didn't mean throw a lot, meant it a lot on first down. I got what you're saying, but you got to run. You got to get that run game going, man. True Fin Fan says, let me see that jersey you're wearing. Sweet. Well, I mean, it's not sweet. It's a replica. It's a old ass replica. All right. Seriously, it's 30 plus years old. Easy. Juice sends in another one. He says, I'm 44. I remember Marino's good years. Barely. Okay. Let's see. DC's been doing a horrible job. And if Tua wasn't there to win us some games, we wouldn't have been successful. Last week, the Jets beat us with their running backs there. Wide receivers and tight ends didn't beat us. DC is the weak. He doesn't have his corners, dude. What are you going to do? And Jalen Phillips not getting any sacks or Agba, what do you want him to do? Crack a whip or something? I'm not exactly sure. Why is it his fault that Jalen Phillips can't get to the quarterback? Why is it his fault that Emmanuel Agba is not getting sacks? He got his contract. So you just wonder, and that's what's going to happen. See, here's the thing for Emmanuel Agba. He needs to get back to getting sacks because he's going to look like he was just scamming for a new contract. Optics. Whether you like it or not, those are going to be the optics for Emmanuel Ogbah if he doesn't respond. Okay, I think he will, but I can't blame Josh Boyer for everything. I'm not blaming him for the two corners not playing because that changes your entire defense. And I can't blame him that, young Jalen Phillips is in his second year and he's still trying to figure it out. And then Emmanuel Ogbah, who was a werewolf and got his, 9 sacks the last 2 years. Remember, Emmanuel Ogbah wasn't getting 12 and 14 and 16 sacks. So we're not talking about an elite sack artist. We're talking about a good sack artist. So he only got 9 and 9 the last 2 years, but he's not even on pace for that now. So it's up to him now. I can't blame Josh Boyer for that. And I'm not blaming Josh Boyer for that. And I'm not blaming Josh Boyer that this team still doesn't have a middle linebacker that is an absolute thumper. A guy that can run with people, a guy that can pass rush, a guy that can stop the run, a guy that can a real stud middle linebacker, which this team is clearly missing. Now, you can't solve all the issues, but that's one they better find next year. In the draft, free agency, but they better find that guy that can get it done. Why don't we bring up Roger Morant now, to kind of close out the first hour of the program. Lee Sterling's going to join us at 12:15 in the second hour. Roger, of course, he comes up with the wrap every week for the Dolphins. This week, of course, Dolphins and Vikings. And our boy Roger is ready to wrap.
What's up, Fins fans, Dolphins, Vikings, Kirk Cousins? You like that? I know I do. Let's do it. The Dolphins played Minnesota, week 6. The sky is falling, but a healthy quarterback will fix a lot of problems that we're dealing with. Right now, a football team with track speed designed for playing with the lead. We need to shut down Cook, Jefferson, and Kirk. No excuses. Next man up to do the work. NFL season is a marathon, not a sprint. And in the end, it's Miami Dolphins for the win. We did the work and have the calluses. After Simpson Alice putting on a better show than the Aurora Borealis. Dimes. Tua delivers in stride. Cementing styles on offense. Other teams are running high. Try to gain some yards and matriculate the ball. Attempt to run against our defense. It's like Simon and Owl. Chris McDaniel, he's so drippy. He will lead us to the crown. Time to bring us back to glory. Miami Dolphins. Title Town. Title Town. Waddle, waddle. Title Town. The Dolphins don't move the chains. They score with Tua, Waddle, Wilson, Hill, and more. We're headed to the Super Bowl. You know, we should be undefeated. All you other teams can eat it. Time to get this team on the right track. Trust the process. I believe in Coach Mack. Win this week, start a streak. That's the goal. Beat the Vikings. Keep their fans from chanting skull. Goal. Think big. Super Bowl. I believe. Tua, Waddle, Hill. What a thrill. Tua, Waddle, Hill. What a thrill. Tua, Waddle, Hill. What a thrill. Cheetah.
We love Roger. There we go. Tua, Waddle, Hill. Oh, what a thrill. I love how he does the waddle, waddle. I can see the guys on delay. There's more. If he's going to do a belly flop in the pool after the song, no. Roger doesn't need to do. Roger just comes up with the great rap every week, and that's it, bro. That's all. It's exactly. There you go. I Burgess. It is fire. That's exactly it. Nice job. By the way, remember you can send any donation through Cash App or Venmo, Cash Big O Show. Matthew Toffler, thank you on Venmo. He says, a little token for teaching me everything I know about football. Fins up Sunday. Thank you, Matthew. Very kind of you. Very nice of you, man. That is it's a nice thought. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, man. We will keep grinding for you, Sean, and myself here, and the rest of the crew. Thank you as always. And remember, if you can reach out to us on Cash App or Venmo, we get the whole donation there. We're here on YouTube, they take 30%. So that's why we give you the Cash App and Venmo options. And remember, you can send me a little Bitcoin. I don't mind if you send me Bitcoin on Cash App. In fact, I get very excited when you send me Bitcoin. It's so awesome. Andrew Pereira says, Big O, the next controversy will be when Tua gets tapped by a defensive lineman and the spotter automatically pulls him out. I swear to you, bro, that spotter stuff pisses me off. We lost Teddy for 2 weeks because that stupid spotter. This is a big mistake by the league with this spotter crap. Okay? Total. Big O, you need to do a rap. I'm not a rapper, bro. I can't do that kind of stuff. I don't have the skills of Roger. You know, Roger's got skills. I don't have those kind of skills. You know, I just Solo D. Oh, he's got the mad skills. Solo D's got the mad ass skills. That is one that, you know, that you gotta you gotta give, like, Solo D does like some stuff that is just absolutely pro. Okay, that's the one you gotta love. All right, let's take a quick break. Give me 2 minutes here. Hour number 2's coming up. We'll take your questions and comments. I want to get into a couple Dolphin things for today that I want to talk about overall, getting into this. And then we'll have Lee Sterling also joining us at 12:15. He'll give us his picks. Remember, post-game, we got Joe Shad, we got Marcel Louis-Jacques, and we got Cameron Wolf. All three of them joining us in the post-game show. So we'll have all of that for you, and we'll break it down. All right. The only wrap Big O does is a bacon wrap. It's a good one. I'm good with a bacon wrap. Nothing wrong with that, bro. Any kind of wrap is just this kind. Yeah, you know. I'm not that guy, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if I have those kind of skills. Have you listened to the new Chili Peppers album, Return of the Dream Canteen? I have not heard the whole album. I have heard like 1 or 2 songs. I have to buy it, actually. I need to buy the album. Get the album. Yes, I still buy the CDs. Yes. I'm that loser. Yes, I still buy the CDs. Hour number 2 of the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins pregame show continues.
You're listening to Miami Dolphins coverage on the Sports Talk 305 network, brought to you by EJDconstruction.com. This is the Miami Dolphins pregame show with Orlando Alzugaray.
Red Recover now offers a simple-to-use, professional-grade light therapy device designed to help your dog heal and live a healthier life. Red Recover emits red and infrared light therapy based on the same science that NASA developed, all in a soft, flexible housing pad powered by a convenient, rechargeable lithium-ion battery. Say yes to science and give your dog the care it deserves with Red Recover.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for ejdconstruction.com.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. Welcome back to the best coverage of Miami Dolphins football on any platform. This is the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins Pregame Show on the Sports Talk 305 Network. Here's your host, Orlando Alzugaray.
Welcome back. Sean Stanley, of course, driving this program as always. Getting it done. That's Mr. Sean Stanley. You know who also gets it done too as we get ready for the game at 1 o'clock against the Minnesota Vikings? Solo D gets it done. Sean, can you bring up that Solo D video? We played a little Roger Morant, right? Getting you ready. We always like playing Roger and Solo stuff before the game to get you ready. And obviously, Solo D has been an institution here in South Florida. His Dolphin videos are the creme de la creme. Nothing against Roger. We love Roger. Roger does an awesome job. But, you know, Solo D takes it to, like, the elite level. There's, like, nobody like Solo D. It's like a blessing for us Dolphin fans to have a guy like Solo D always coming up with a different Dolphin rap every week. You know how difficult that is? I mean, really, that's a skill set that only Solo and Roger have. And you guys think I can do that. You're out of your mind. All right, let's go with Solo D, baby, getting us ready for a little Vikings and our beloved Miami Dolphins. Go ahead, Solo.
Don't want to lose again. Life is full of choices that we choose to win. Extra special, ain't no extra pressure to put two in. Started out 3-0. Yeah, we was supposed to ball, now we going through 0-2, thanks to protocol. Haters saying we supposed to fall, but I just pin they comments in one lane and knock them down like a bowling ball. Purple and gold smoke, we call it Minnesota Raw. We on the ballot, if we don't win it, must be voter fraud. That defense heard that criticism, it's offending us. Now they coming to cook cousins, he ain't no kin to us. By fish and he ready to catch his next sack. X-back, moving on up, right where Jeff at. And Raheem gonna have your corners doing high knees, trying to chase Evans. You can't see him, need some Visine. It's confidence on my team, we rely on that. Just pick a guy and let it fly, we tellin' Skyler that. If Thompson up at QB1, then yeah, we all got Skyler back. Until Teddy ready, or Tua come and get his title back. The fans used to the storm, it's like the same thing. It's DWA, we never change lanes. It's DWA, we never change lanes. It's DWA, we never change lanes.
His squad, 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 his squad. We want the finish. We want the finish.
Solo D getting you ready. Love it. So there you go. You got Roger and you got Solo. Love it. So hard to do what they do, especially Solos, because Solos raps are like completely different every single week. You know what I mean? It's crazy how he's able to do that year in and year out all the time. So there you go. Solo D and the white guy should do a duet. That actually might be fun to have Solo D and Roger, right? Because it's two completely different styles of rapping. That would be you got to get the right producer to kind of mix them together. You know what I'm saying? It's gotta be the right, but that would be actually really cool. But we got to get them both at the stadium. Dolphins have to be in on it and all that stuff and help them make it look good. That would be fun. Tarkenton starting today. Yes, sir. Fran Tarkenton is starting today. We're resurrecting Bud Grant from the grave. Okay. Bud is fresh off another garage sale in heaven. And so then he is going to, I don't know. Wait a minute. Bud Grant might still be with us, actually. Is he still with us? Can you look it up? Did I kill off Bud Grant? I remember he used to have like garage sales for all his stuff. I think that was him that did that. Yes. What do we have? Did I kill him off, or is he still alive?
Yeah, it looks like you killed him off.
Yeah, he's still alive, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
He's 95.
Put Bud Grant garage sale. Does that come up? Just for
yeah, I know he sells all the memorabilia.
Yeah, he sells his memorabilia and stuff. Yeah. That poor dude, bro. 4 championship trips, and you lose all 4 of them. 3 with Tarkenton, 1 with Joe Cap. It's got to be. Bud Grant's a hell of a coach, right? It's like Marv Levy. Marv Levy is a monster coach. And he should have won one of them, because Scott Norwide basically lost that game for them by kicking it wide. That's why we call him Norwide, not Norwood. But wow, it's got. You know what the accomplishment it is to get to the Super Bowl 4 times? Hell, if you get there once, it's a blessing. You get there twice, you're so you get there 4 times. Those are riches that people never experience. But to never walk away with one of them, that's gotta be so tough for Marv Levy and Bud Grant. God, that's gotta be tough. So, Dolphins can't win without Armstead. I would tell you Tua is the harder one, because they won games without Armstead last year and a shitty coach, and Tua was your quarterback. It's funny how that all works out, right? Notice how Gary Hadida, goes to the tackle being the reason when they didn't have any tackles last year. And yet Tua has a winning record with a shitty coach that didn't know offense, couldn't build an offensive staff, no offensive line, no running game whatsoever, but he won more than he lost. No, but it's all the defense. So now for Gary, no, it's not that Tua's missing. It's that Armstead's missing. Oh, my God. All of you are still not there with me on Tua's the man. Okay? Wake the hell up, dude. Tua is the effing man. Okay? That's what we need back. We need Tua back. That's how you have a chance. With the guys you have after that, it's the same thing that's gone on for 20 years post Marino. You need everything to fall in place because you don't have the difference maker at the quarterback position. Tua is the difference maker in the quarterback position. But whatever. Big O, how do we win this game? I get we can't turn the ball over, but it's got to be more than that. What defense? Today's a day where I'm glad you brought this up. Today's the day where the defense has got to step up. Stop the bleeding. You've lost 2 in a row. Remember, I just talked about Emmanuel Ogbah and Jalen Phillips. I'm not blaming Josh Boyer because those 2 guys aren't getting to the quarterback. I'm blaming them. Okay? I'm blaming them. Those guys need to wake the hell up and they need to get after the quarterback. The base defense has got to play a lot better. The front four cannot depend only on blitzes in order to get to the quarterback. So you want to help your corners out? Get to the damn quarterback. So those guys, Van Ginkel, Christian Wilkins, Raekwon Davis, crumble that pocket, dude. Flush the quarterback out. Get him closer to Ogba. Get him closer to Phillips. But I find it lazy to just say it's all on Josh Boyer when Josh can't run the defense he runs because he doesn't have the corners. You know, some of you may not be old enough because we have young listeners also and young viewers, but there's no difference from Sam and Pat than what they're doing now. Sam and Pat allowed the front seven to get after the quarterback. But if you're missing Sam and Pat, then all of a sudden the job for Jason Taylor and company is going to be harder. But the difference is that Jason Taylor was elite. So he found a way to get to the quarterback, disrupt things. That's what Ogba and Jalen Phillips have not done. They need to do more. They need to become disruptors. Christian Wilkins must become a disruptor. Raekwon Davis must become a disruptor. Because if you don't have your corners, you cannot take the same kind of chances. And if you take the same kind of chances, you then open yourself up because of the corners that you have. It's a catch-22. So I kind of find it lazy to just blame Boyer when the scheme is right now faulty because you don't have the two stopgap guys on the back end. As I told you, this allows Javon and Brandon to cheat up a level when you have those two guys. Because all of a sudden, Javon doesn't have to play as deep because he doesn't have to worry with Brandon and X. You're on an island. Sam, Pat, you're on an island. I'm Brock Marion. I'm moving up a little bit. I'm gonna tighten up the safety coverage. I'm gonna pick up the running backs a little faster. I'm gonna help out in the running game. Your defense completely changes, ladies and gentlemen. It's just absolutely lazy to just say, oh, it's all on Josh Boyer. No, he has a scheme that he runs. And this is how they've been set up. And if you take Pat and Sam out, or you take Byron Jones or X out, it changes everything. Then you're making people do things that they're not supposed to do. And then that becomes a bigger problem. And that's what's going on right now. But what's going to help out Josh Boyer look a little bit better is that Jalen Phillips and Emmanuel Ogba must do their jobs. You're getting your sacks when safeties and linebackers are blitzing, not on your base. All right, let's talk a little gambling. We love it with Paramount Sports and my man Lee Sterling. You can follow him on Twitter at Paramount Sports. You can go to the website at ParamountSports.com. Lee, you played the game. You just heard me talk a little bit about it. And, you know, I get a lot of this. Well, it's Josh Boyer's fault. And I find it a little lazy because I just think that the Miami Dolphin defense right now schematically cannot be the Dolphin defense because of those two elements that are missing on each side. You played the game. Do you play quarterback, which you had to decipher all this kind of stuff? Why don't you educate us? You know more than I do.
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the head. I'm like, wow, this is perfect. It is very tough to scheme up when you just don't have the weapons. I mean, look what happened the last couple of years with this offense. I mean, couldn't do anything. Most important thing, people talk about the quarterback, offensive line. If you can't block and protect the quarterback, you have zero chance. We have the worst offensive line in the NFL. So with a better offensive line, they're holding their own, and more weapons, the offense is better. When you get your cornerbacks are so important. I mean, it's like having a left tackle on offense with a right-handed quarterback. So, I mean, even I wouldn't, you know, if I had more talent, love to face Miami when they're down both cornerbacks. And I don't know if Xavier Howard's 100%. I don't think he is.
I don't think he is either. I think he's fighting through it. But you're right. But Ogba and Phillips they must do their jobs in base defense. If you're going to win out with these backup corners, then your base defense must excel.
Right.
Period. Right? Because if you're now going to have to then, manufacture sacks by sending blitzes, now you're all of a sudden you got less people back there to help out those young corners, and then that's where you have miscommunications, breakdowns, or you just get burned.
The NFL, you just can't stockpile because of, the salary cap. You can't stockpile guys like the Cowboys did, in the early mid-90s. So
right.
That's a problem. I mean, have they done a great job finding some cornerbacks that can be 3s, 4s, and 5s? Absolutely. But a 3 can't go to a 1 in the NFL. It just doesn't happen. Just like your quarterback, Skylar Thompson. Is he a good 3? Yeah. I think he's a good 3. Yeah. So the defense and the base has got to do their job. They've got to make some plays. We can't allow Minnesota to run for 6-7 yards on first down. Dalvin Cook coming back to his own stomping grounds. Remember what he did at Florida State against Miami?
Of course. Oh, he's a fantastic runner.
You don't think he's going to be motivated? He gets into the secondary. It is good night, Irene, or 28 to the gate, Nate, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Also think that, like I said, Xavier Howard guarding Justin Jefferson, even when he's healthy, a very tough matchup.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Do I think Miami has a chance? Sure. We need Kirk Cousins. When you hand your kid a glass of milk in the kitchen and they spill it before they make it out of the kitchen, we need Kirk Cousins to spill his milk all over the place. And
that takes Agba, and that takes Phillips, that takes the Wilkins, that takes Raekwon Davis. It's either the middle crashing the pocket, forcing him out to the ends, or the ends turning the corners like werewolves and getting to him and hitting him and forcing him into bad throws or early throws or whatever it is. To me, that's how you win this game, that your base defense excels today.
If you give him a clean pocket, just like Jimmy G, they'll kill you.
Right.
They both, he's seen enough defenses. He's got good enough weapons with those two receivers. Yeah. And don't forget about Cook out of the backfield, too. I mean, I don't think they've utilized him enough. So I like Skylar Thompson's a third. I think Miami's up against it. I think Minnesota's probably the right side here, 27-20.
Yeah, and listen, the only positive I find for Skylar out of all of this, because in a perfect world, you wanted him to sit all year and learn and all that. But the good thing is he's going to have a better education by the end of the year because he's going to have these 2 games under his belt. And that's something that normally no number 3 has in today's world. So it's nice for him for development purposes going into next season because, when they drafted him, one of the things I told Dolphin fans from what I'm hearing in the building, right when they drafted him, that their vision was to try to develop him into a backup next year so they can save that. So they can save that money and
that
use
$5,
that
$7, $8 million. Absolutely. That's the goal. And I think it's a realistic goal. So I think he's talented. It's not like Teddy Bridgewater setting any records, setting the world on fire. So that's I think that's the right thing. I will say this. The biggest game today, I like the most. That's rare. I like Buffalo a lot today.
Oh, really? Nice.
Well, here's what's interesting about this game.
No Tyreek Hill to make it a nightmare for them. Is that why?
That's one reason. People forget in the regular season last year. Everyone remembers the playoff game. A lot of people forget the regular season game. And Buffalo, wire to wire, 18-point win. It wasn't even close. So the biggest weakness for Kansas City is their DBs. If you watch the game on was it Sunday or Monday night? It seems like forever now.
It was Monday night.
Monday night. They played the Raiders. They couldn't guard Devontae Adams. Not many people can.
Right.
But he was running right by him. And Buffalo has 3 guys in McKenzie, Gabriel, and also Diggs that will run right by almost any cornerback. I think that the Kansas City DBs are awful. Think that also in that game, think that you got a situation with a kicker. Kansas City's going to come back. They couldn't even go for field goals late in the game because they didn't trust their kicker. So that's a problem. They're missing extra points. I don't think Buckner's 100%. And then on top of that, also just think that you got that front seven for Buffalo. Much improved since last year. Better pass rush, deeper. We didn't see it a whole lot because they weren't on the field for much against the Miami offense. But this is the circle game. This is the game Buffalo wants. Lay the 2.5. I think they're going to win the game by 2 touchdowns, 42-28.
Anything else you like in this
one?
One more.
Also, I like the Chargers. For a team that has usually, when they have injuries, they just start going down the tube. But they're without Bosa on defense, Allen, the receiver, on offense. I think they finally figured it out. They're like, we got to get the ball to Eckler a lot, running and catching the ball out of the backfield. Also, Williams, the receiver, has really stepped it up, Mike Williams. So sometimes you lose players and the sum of the team comes together. It hasn't been the case very often for the Chargers, but Denver is 2-3, but it feels like they're 0-5. I mean, I think Russell Wilson is washed. I said 2 years ago, I noticed a bunch of stuff, him reading defenses, misreading. I thought at first maybe he just wasn't studying as hard, but his reaction time, just not the same. You saw him that interception in the end zone on that Thursday night game a couple weeks ago. Way too late delivering the ball. He's some guys, it's 36, 37, 38 years old. He started going downhill at 31. So don't just put a number on it. Judge it by what you see. They got some real big problems, Denver. If he doesn't, I don't think he's all of a sudden going to come out of it. What are they going to do next 5 years with that salary cap? I mean, it's like $45-50 million a year. So $250 million, I think over 5 years, they're in trouble. I like the Chargers here. LA Superchargers 27-20.
All right, there you go. And, of course, if they want to find out more about ParamountSports.com, what do they have to do, sir?
Go to the website. Last night went 4-1 in the UFC. Always have a card every week there. We are 10-2 to start the year in hockey. In baseball playoffs, we are 9-5. Not bad. Some crazy stuff going on there. 9-5. Nothing to shake a stick at. And we have not had a losing Sunday yet this year in the NFL. You get 5 games, $55 that include a rare best bet in the NFL. As soon as you purchase it, a window pops open, ParamountSports.com.
Thank you, guys. Broncos country. Let's ride.
That's it, baby. Broncos country. Let's ride.
All right, buddy. Take care.
All about. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. Lee Sterling, ParamountSports.com. Follow him.
Thank you, guys. Broncos country. Let's ride.
Let's ride. Let's ride. I love that part at the end.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Let's ride. Let's ride. Let's ride.
We love it.
Let's ride.
All right. Skylar, Waddle, and Hill doesn't sound as good as Tua, Waddle, Hill. Skylar will play today, and that's a wrap. The man comes back next week. Yes. I want him to play well, man. I'd love to see because, see, here's the thing. If you get Skylar to play well, it makes the team feel good, okay? It is great for Skylar. It's great for the front office because, I mean, I already feel good about Skylar one way or the other. You obviously don't want him to go out there and just crap in his pants and throw 8 interceptions and look like a complete deer in the headlights, which he really didn't do that. He just, it looked like a little bigger for him in the fourth quarter last week, but that's kind of normal. But the thing is, if you have a great performance, you start to feel even better about his future. And for development purposes for next year, so you can have a backup, because as a Dolphins fan, you want him to excel. You need him to excel, because if he excels, then all of a sudden you don't have to worry about a backup quarterback next year, because Teddy's going to move on. He's probably going to try to find somewhere where he can be competitive, have a shot at starting or something. Maybe he'll go to a team that doesn't have a great starter, all that kind of stuff. Only some of you thought that maybe Tua wasn't going to be a great starter, but that's, whatever. But overall, having him succeed helps in every way possible, because if you're a Dolphins fan, You want him to succeed so that way next year your backup quarterback doesn't cost you jack crap. Okay? Think about it. Your backup quarterback is going to cost you a couple $100,000. So now the $6.5 million you're paying Teddy can go to a linebacker. Remember, I just told you earlier they need a thumper in the middle. That would be nice. Or you draft him or whatever. Or maybe you could go get yourself another lineman, another whatever. I don't care. Whatever position you think you need. Whatever that money can be used for. Maybe that money you need to use it for somebody's extension. I don't know. Whatever. But the bottom line is the better you draft, the better you're going to have salary cap flexibility. And that's the idea. You hit on a Kader Kohu. Now you don't have to pay him for 4 years. So you've got him cheap for 4 years. You hit on Robert Hunt. What was Robert Hunt? I believe a second rounder or fourth rounder. Was he the fourth rounder or was he the second rounder? I think he was the second rounder. So you've got him on second round money for 4 years. And he's a top 10 guard. I don't know if you guys know that. Do you guys know that Robert Hunt is a top 10 guard in rankings? Connor's top 10 and Teron Armstead's top 10. Last time I checked, the Dolphins could not brag about that for I don't know when. Okay, now Teron Armstead's not available today, but I'm just saying. And one of the things I love about what the Dolphins are doing is the interior of that line are two of your three best linemen. And I told you a while back that with smaller quarterbacks, what has to be stout, center and guards. You cannot have the pocket crumbling for a shorter quarterback. I always understood that watching how the Saints would build the team around Drew Brees consistently. Their center and their guards were always elite. Always. Their tackles were not the big investments. They wouldn't spend big money in free agency. They'd draft their guys, and they'd have, from really good Teron Armstead because they got him in the 5th round out of Arkansas Pine Bluff. But if they didn't draft him like that, then they would spend decent money, but not. They spent their money on their guards and centers if they had to. Go look back at the history during Drew Brees' time. And that's what they're doing here also, which is very smart. So Hunt and Connor are kicking ass. Eichenberg is not, but we've talked about this. I'm the guy that says you need to put Michael Dieter in there a little bit more. That's what I say. That's what I say. Sorry, guys, drinking early today. Says Big O Radio Show. I don't know what that is. That's not me. I didn't do that. Is that somebody that named themselves Big O Radio Show? I don't get that one. Okay. All right. Big O. Also, if Skyler looks good, we have trade him in 2 to 3 years for a higher pick than what we got him for development. Yes, but we would need more development down the line. He would have to come out next preseason and light it up and all that kind of stuff. And then you start to really, and then he needs to play in a couple blowouts and go in and keep the blowout going and kick ass. And then you can oh, wait a minute. Hey, they developed a guy there. We need a quarterback. Let's go trade for that guy. And then, yeah, you're right. Then it's there for you. You are correct. Dieter needs to start at left guard. I want him to get a shot at left guard. Personally for me, I would love to see him get a shot at left guard. That would be actually really cool I'd like to see him get one more shot to see if he's learned something and he's gotten better. Marco Ferrante, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. A little love on Venmo. Very nice of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As always, appreciate it. Let's see. We have a Big O clone in the chat. So that's what it is. It is a clone. Okay. All right. I got you. So we're cloning. Is that what we're doing? We're
I sent
cloning.
the question mark so I could see what ours look like. That was me, the question marks.
And I just sent one too now.
Yeah.
I put cloning.
Yeah, but yours comes up as your name. When I do it from the StreamYard, it comes up as Big O Radio Show, Big O Radio Show Cuts, and then Big O Radio.
Yeah, but doesn't yours have like a highlighted yellow thing on it? His doesn't have anything highlighted.
I'm doing straight from StreamYard. They don't have highlighted either.
Oh, right. Oh, you're doing it from StreamYard. Okay, I did it on YouTube when I answered back.
Well, yeah, but yours is highlighted because it's you answering back.
Ah, that's what it be. Okay.
Whenever you send anything, it'll be yellow, so you can find your responses quicker.
I got you. Marco, by the way, says, appreciate you, O. Thanks for all you do to keep us Fins and Canes fans informed. Cheers, brother. Thank you, Marco. Very nice of you giving us some love there on Venmo. And as always, Venmo or Cash App is Cash Big O Show is the address. Cash Big O Show. If you guys want to donate and help us out. I'm concerned Jay Boyer is not using our D players to. I guess you can rewind a little bit, Darren. I've already explained that. I think most of you are overreacting with Josh Boyer. We see your Big O name highlighted yellow. Oh, see? They see it. Martin Quinn says they see the highlight yellow. How about that?
All right, then I guess maybe since we're the administrators, they see it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Okay, well, what can I tell you?
But then was that one highlighted yellow?
No.
The one that we
that's my point.
Mine
was
yellow. Do you see
no
the question marks yellow?
The one that you put question mark. Yeah. Did you just put a question mark?
Not just now, but a little bit ago.
Oh, at 12:33. Yeah,
yeah.
It's highlighted in yellow.
It's highlighted in yellow, and then the other one that says "Sorry guys, drinking early today." Is that highlighted?
No. So that's what I'm saying. Ours is highlighted to them because we're the administrators. That guy's is not highlighted because he's just a listener.
Yeah. So he changed it to match it.
A drunk listener, by the way. Also,
we'll take him in all sizes, shapes.
Yeah, but listen, if he's going to be a Big O show guy, then he's got to go to myedgedrink.com, order the Edge energy drink because it's the greatest elixir on the planet. Mix it with a little vodka, and you're going to love me forever. Yeah, if you want to mix it with some rum or something else, go ahead and knock yourself out. I'm sure it goes with some other stuff, but I can tell you with vodka, oh my God. So if you're going to drink under my name, then you need some Edge energy drink and a little Grey Goose vodka, and then you can say, now I'm drinking. Okay? That's really the idea. That's the only way. If you're going to represent me, sir, okay, then Edge and a little Grey Goose vodka. Drink it up, Sonny. Oh, would you do a pre and post at a fan's house if sponsored by the fan? Why not? We're not at a bar right now, so yeah, Sean and I can show up at a business or home for sure. Why not? I think that would be cool. Like you guys create a Dolphins party, and then we're there doing the pre and post. I'm all for that. I have no problem. You got a problem with that, Sean? Because I'm sure some food is coming with that. Because if we're at a Dolphins house, right? There's going to be some lechon, some burgers, some chicken, all kinds of stuff, beer, right?
I started my diet today.
So, hey, now if you invite us to a Dolphins party for us to broadcast pre and post there, you got to have dietary items for Sean.
Yes, turkey burgers.
Turkey burgers. There you go. By the way, I had the turkey burger yesterday at Walk-Ons. That was freaking awesome. I had never had the turkey burger. Al had the turkey burger, and Mike had the turkey burger yesterday at Walk-Ons in Kendall. And I saw that, and I said, holy crap, that looks delicious. And he goes, no, that's a turkey burger. I go, really? So I tried it, and it was awesome. First time I tried that, I've had, several items at Walk-Ons, and I love their food. Their food is so freaking good. Please join us next Saturday for the Canes and the and Duke. We got all kinds of prizes and giveaways and the amazing food and all kinds of stuff. Get to meet you guys, hang out with you guys. Love it. Vox Overload says Clone Big O is making it rain at a strip club with the real Big O's credit card. Whew, that is awesome. But with my credit card, you can't make it rain, bro. I mean, I don't have much left. There might be a little bit of a trickle, but not raining. I'm telling you, we're trickling like a 70-year-old man with prostate issues. We're trickling. I doubt you can make it rain with my credit card, but if you can, God bless him, bro. It's awesome. But I'm disappointed that he didn't, have me there while he's making it rain. Come on, bro. I'd like to see the entertainment also. Big O, I know you were watching Live Like My Brother and back in 85, and the Finns went over the Bears, the biggest non-Super Bowl game ever. Yeah. I was at the Orange Bowl for that game. Yeah. That was awesome. The Orange Bowl was electrifying. Yeah. Big O, these Dolphins have driven us to drink. Nah, Roxy, I got to tell you, they have driven us to drink on other years. This is not so bad. This is just bad luck. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not there with some of you out there that hell's freezing over and, oh, my God, we're at it again. This is just bad luck. This is the tackles and the corners and the quarterback getting injured. And to me, you get most of those guys healthy, and the Dolphins are flying and they're riding again. I'm not that concerned, man. I'm really not. Let's see. What's your expectations for Skyler today? Do you think today's offense will be run heavy? No, I think, they'll try to run for sure, but I think they'll allow him to pass the ball. There's no doubt. I think they have to get him to pass the ball because you got to get the ball to your playmakers. And those are the guys that can get you some yak. And let me tell you something. I'm really intrigued to see how he designed the offense for Teddy last week. Teddy goes down in the first play. So then it completely changes now when you've got Skyler. I'm really intrigued to see if Skyler can stay in the game, how he designs the offense for Skyler. That's really the unknown. We can all guess, you got to be more run heavy, help him out in the passing game, all those things. But on the flip side, you gotta throw because you've got so much speed out there. You got to get those guys involved. I'm interested to see if Tanner Connor becomes a little bit more, because obviously last week he had that bad drop. But again, they don't quit on people right away. They give them, opportunities. And Tanner, you could go look at our interview on the platform with Tanner Connor a few weeks back. That's a confident dude. I don't care what anybody tells me. That kid plays with confidence. What inactive player worries you the most? Well, Teron Armstead, my brother. I mean, that's simple. It's impossible to replace him. Brandon Shell cannot replace him. So yeah, it's tough. And Greg Little has been so bad, bro. I think he gets worse by the week. So what can I tell you? This is a game. By the way, the money looks like it's come in a little bit for the Dolphins because this game was 3.5 just a couple of days ago on Friday. Now it's a 3-point spread. So some money has come in on Miami. The over and unders 45. Minnesota's minus 165 in the money line. Miami is plus 140. Minnesota's supposed to win this game. They're the better team. Miami's at a major disadvantage. I don't know how healthy X is. Okay? That's a problem I have with this game. Is X just and think about this. X, there's no way he can be 100%, right? Here's a guy dealing with 2 growing injuries, and he's back at playing today. Missed a lot of the game last week, right? So you look at it, how healthy can he possibly be? Not healthy enough that he's going to be considered a shutdown corner. If he's able to do it, then I'll be amazed. Because, wow, that's some pretty good recovery skills on his part. But if X is not like close to being X, then that changes all of your coverages. And that puts you kind of at a disadvantage. Because to go up against Jefferson and Thielen, then that means he hasn't been very good this year. So if he can't be very good, how can your secondary go out there and be great? So Javon Holland now has to worry also about the other side of the field, even with X. A healthy X, and then you feel better about this matchup. An X that's not 100%, I think this puts the Dolphins at a real disadvantage with their defense. And then here's the other thing that I've talked about in these 2 hours a couple of times. We're asking guys like Emmanuel Ogbah and Jalen Phillips to finally raise their level of play. They are put there to do something that's incredibly important. Pressure the quarterback and sack him. And they're not doing that. They're not sacking the quarterback. They're not hitting the quarterback enough. That's also a problem. So we need to see a healthy X. We don't know if he's healthy. We need to see the pass rushers actually get to the quarterback without blitzing. These are all, and then we're asking Greg Little and Brandon Shell to become really good or have the game of their lives today in pass protection. There's a lot of things you're asking. And then you're asking a third-string quarterback to go out there and be consistent for 4 quarters and consistent enough to make winning plays down in and down out and stay away from mistakes. It's going to be really hard, folks. Really, really hard to win this game. Because we're asking people to do something they're not doing, or they haven't done, or they've never done. It's one of those 3. Think about that. And so that's why you can't just sit there and, as a blind ass fan, and try to convince yourself of something that really hasn't been there. And then you're saying, okay, so all of a sudden now Ogbah and Phillips are going to rush the passer. All of a sudden now X is going to look healthy and not give them a lot of space and shut down corner. All of a sudden Brandon Shell will look better in his second week, and Greg Little will stop looking, so bad on certain plays. He's not terrible in all these plays, but he has way too many of the bad plays. See, when you have 1 or 2 in a game, it stands out for a tackle. When you have 5, 6, or 7, then that becomes a real problem. So we're asking people to do things that they're not doing, they haven't done, or they've never done, because Skylar Thompson has never been a successful NFL quarterback. And now we're asking him to do that. So it's really hard. I have a hard time seeing the Dolphins win this game unless the base defense comes to play and the tackles can do their jobs today. It's going to be really, really hard. Brian asked, do I play fantasy football? Yes, I do, sir. You're grown men watching a man talk about men running around in uniforms. That's it, Musty Salad. That's what we do. We've done it for 30 years. And you are on a chat board chatting about men running around in uniforms. So I'm not sure what that says about you, that you are there on a chat board trying to make fun of people that you're chatting about now. Not exactly sure it's a good look for you. Because if we've got problems, you've got problems overseeing us, that's bad. That's bad. If the Finns double team Jefferson, does that mean Cook will have a field day? I think that's a conundrum for Miami today. And remember, there's a guy named Adam Thielen. So it's not just Cook and Jefferson, it's Thielen. It's not just Thielen and Cook, it's Jefferson. It's not just Jefferson and Thielen, it's also Cook. You know, it's a bitch. It's a bitch. The only way we win today is to run the ball well, defense putting pressure and getting turnovers. Plus, Jason Sanders needs to have a big game as well. Jason Sanders. Now, let me talk a little bit about Jason Sanders because I think there's a little bit of overreaction going on with Jason Sanders. You know, last week somebody mentioned it to me, and I was like, "Yeah, I understand why you're kind of concerned about Jason Sanders." And then, you know, sometimes you're a prisoner of the moment and all that stuff. You go back and you look at the numbers, and it's still too early to be worried about Jason Sanders. He's 6 of 8 this year. Not great. Okay, you've kicked 8 field goals. Maybe you missed one, but you should be 8 of 8 or 7 of 8. Now, the thing is, he's 4 of 6 from 40-plus yards. So that's where it stands out. The longer field goals really stand out for you. But I'm not going to say that it's a problem yet or something to be concerned about because I was looking, I was going, it's still too early, and there's not enough misses to be truly concerned yet. Should you be satisfied? No. Should you be concerned? No. No, actually. When I think about it now, we really shouldn't yet be concerned about Jason Sanders. Hopefully, we will not be concerned whatsoever about Jason Sanders moving forward. I get it. 6 of 8 is not satisfactory, but it's not like it's incredibly terrible. So let's give Jason Sanders a little bit of a break. Let's see what he does over the next couple of weeks. Let's get to that 10-game mark. Okay? Today's game 6. Let's get through game 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 10. And then let's assess where we're at 10 games into the season with seven to go. And then maybe we can get a better feel for where he's at. Because if he goes on a run now and hits pretty much everything, I think we'll feel a lot better as the season goes on. But I think the Jason Sanders panic meter, I think you're hitting it a little too soon. I would say to folks, slow down. Things aren't as bad as you're making it sound right now with the kicking department. Okay? And hopefully it doesn't get bad. Dolphin 13 says, Big O, the first 5 games this defense has given up multiple big plays that leads to touchdowns. I know there are injuries, but the amount of big plays is unacceptable. Well, when you don't have your starting corners, that's the way it goes. Andrew says, I'm prepared for 3-3, but handing 2 of the team back at 4-2 would be sweet. Yeah, it would be sweet. But 3-3, like I said earlier, it's not the end of the world, please. 3-3, you still have 11 games left. You win 8 or 9 of those, you're in a beautiful place. Relax. And with Tua, you can win most of those games. You can get on one hell of a run. But we need Tua to get healthy. We need Austin Jackson back. We need Teron Armstead to get on the damn field. Okay? We need to get X as close to 100%. And Byron Jones, brother, I don't know what the hell happened. Something tells me that he had some kind of a setback in his rehab, right? No, I don't think they'll ever tell us. But, you know, Big O said we lose. Yeah, I don't like the team today. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm dead wrong. But I think the Vikings win today. I really do. Until I see Jalen Phillips and Emmanuel Ogbah play the way they're supposed to play, I can't pick them to win for today. Until I see the corners actually do a serviceable job, I can't pick them to win. If I can't count on Greg Little and Brandon Shell, right? Is that his name? Brandon Shell? Yeah, Brandon Shell. or Keon Smith. I have a Skylar Thompson at number 3. I'd love to blow smoke up your ass and tell you all that, but that's not my style. I don't do that kind of stuff. Can the Dolphins win today? Yeah. They got to do some of the things that I'm telling you they haven't done. We got to ask Skylar Thompson to do what he's never done in the NFL. So, yeah, they can win. I'm not going to sit here and be completely shocked because it's Kirk Cousins. He'll choke. But how's he going to choke? He's going to choke if Emmanuel Ogbah's coming around the corner like a werewolf and putting his helmet right in his chest. He hasn't done that all year. So I need those things. I'm hoping that they get it done. I'll be sitting there rooting the hell out of them. But I got to tell you, I have a hard time seeing them win this game. So, unfortunately, yeah, I don't think they end up winning this game. I think, Tua gets it at 3-3, and he has to pick them up out of the hole and move on. And I think they're going to kick the Pittsburgh Steelers' ass next week when Tua comes back. You'll see me very confident next week. I can't sit here and be confident. I can only be hopeful. That's it. Hopeful. That's what I want. Because 4-2 would be awesome. God, that would be fantastic. Would be so beautiful if you win one of the 2 games without Tua. That would be fan-freaking-tastic. I would love that. Nothing wrong that Big O show. I don't see us winning, but we can. Too many question marks for this injured team right now. If we fall to 3-3, I'm not worried, though. We will get healthy again. Exactly. Ogbah got paid and disappeared. Well, Mike, don't say that yet. He hasn't started off well. Okay, it's only 5 games. Let's not do that to Emmanuel Ogbah either. He's got 12 games. He's got more than enough time. These are key moments. These are the kind of sacks you remember. The sacks where Tua wasn't in there, and this team had their backs against the wall. Ogbah comes up with a sack or 2 today that leads to a victory. Those are the kind of things that you want from him. Jalen Phillips, that's what you want from him. Okay? But I'm not ready to give up on Ogbah. He's proven that he's a quality dude. I'm going to give him the respect that he's earned. But he's got to perform better. Starts with today. All right, we thank Lee Sterling from Paramount Sports for joining us as always. Sean Stanley, the man, the myth, the legend that drives this program every single day. We are back post-game. The second the clock ticks 0, we are back, ready to go for our post-game show. We'll have 3 different reporters, 2 of them in the locker rooms with all the insight that you're going to look for. Cameron Wolf, Marcel Louis-Jacques, and Joe Shad all will give us their reaction. I'll break it down for you. Hopefully, I'm sitting here with a beautiful smile on with a smile on my face. Nothing about me is beautiful. And but it is a beautiful smile because the Dolphins win, and I'm pleasantly surprised that this injury-riddled team stepped up and won an enormous game to make it 4-2. I hope that happens. But if it doesn't, either way, we're going to be here for you breaking it down. All right? We appreciate all of you out there. If you made a donation, if you reach out to our sponsors, however it is that you support us, we love you for it. We'll see you post-game. Go Dolphins.
This has been the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins pregame show on the Sports Talk 305 network. The show is mastered by Sean Stanley and Chad Show. From home to kitchen to bathroom additions and remodelings, get in contact with one of the best contractors in the business. Call Eric at EJDconstruction.com, 305-433-4843. Please subscribe to our platform by searching Big O Radio Show on all digital avenues. We'll be back with a complete wrap-up of the game once the last second ticks off the clock. Thank you for your support and enjoy Dolphins football.